Into him, but I'll let him do that to himself. Justin, come on up.
Well, as mentioned, my name's Justin Miller, and before I get started, there's two things you should know about me. Number one, as Chris so elegantly pointed out with those vision jokes, I do have a visual disability. And number two, I also suffer from generic name syndrome. The symptoms of generic name syndrome include being asked if I'm related to every Miller in town, and 9 times out of 10, my answer is no. Sometimes my answer is, hey, who are you, and what are you doing on my front lawn? And other times my answer is, what did he or she do? And this answer is usually followed by a sprint. Well, with being visually impaired, I guess it has some challenges and a lot of benefits. The first benefit means I can get away with wearing my sunglasses at night, which is why I brought these. I wear these at work, actually. It's kind of, to kind of make my job a little easier, because I work at a desk job in front of a computer all day. My coworkers have dubbed me Ray Charles. I said either Stevie Wonder, because I really can't see the difference. Just know that's not a racist joke, that's a joke against me. Now, there's not really too much that's, too bad about having a visual impairment. I mean, the worst thing is, I'm not able to drive. And, with the drivers we have in Thunder Bay, I really don't see that as a problem. I mean, we have an improper turn named after us. The turn where there's 2 lanes open, and you should go into the nearest lane. Instead, you go into the furthest one, cutting off the nearest motorist. That, my friends, is a Thunder Bay turn. Now, be honest, who's guilty of doing that? All right, I got one. Just shows one person here is honest. That's kind of sad when you think about it.
We're in a bar.
Good call. Well, there are times that my visual impairment tends to get me in trouble. The best one that I can think of is, if anyone's ever seen that old commercial for Kids Help Phone, it's where a kid's being bullied and then a cell phone pops up with the kid's help phone information on it. Seriously, the first thing I thought when I saw that, this is the worst cell phone ad I've ever seen. The sad part is that's actually a true story. And the other thing is, I know I mentioned driving earlier. Well, my brother, who's obviously should know me better than anybody else, offered to teach me how to drive. I looked at him and said, there is no way that this is even possible. Like, guaranteed, if you want to take me out somewhere, if there's something for me to hit, and only one thing for me to hit, guaranteed I'm hitting it. Needless to say, we didn't go driving. And also, when it comes to cars, and someone comes to pick me up and I'm not really familiar with what their car looks like, I have to get up really close to see who's driving. And apparently this freaks some people out. So if this happens to you, I just want you to know, I'm not trying to carjack you, I'm just trying to find my ride home. A couple years ago, I went on a date to the movies, and the girl I was with asked me to explain my visual impairment to her. And seeing as we had just finished watching the movie Avatar, I said, you know how you saw Avatar in 3D? Well, I didn't. Also, when it comes to being visually impaired, I'm a believer that your other senses become heightened. Did someone just say that was bullshit?
Wasn't me.
Oh, that's all right, that's all right. All I can say is, when you're blind, the sex is incredible because, you don't even need the paper bag. You pretty much got that covered. And the rest is just feeling it out. Also, I feel that my hearing is pretty immaculate, actually. It's not immaculate, sorry, spectacular. I don't know why the hell I said the word immaculate, but... and a couple people give me some weird compliments about it. One friend told me that I had hearing like a hawk. Last I checked, hawks were known for their eyesight. If anything, I have hearing like a bat, and sight like one too. Another friend of mine told me I had extraterrestrial hearing. What the hell does that even mean? I can hear them. They're coming. I swear to God, I'm not crazy. I assure you. There's nothing wrong with me at all. Well, except the vision. Now, I guess I'll stop picking on myself for a little while here. I opened a fortune cookie, and the fortune read, "Your concept of handling funds requires review." Well, that's great advice. Next time I won't order Chinese. Sadly, that's a true story as well. So, how many of you are superstitious? All right, only a couple of you. It's either you guys are a smart crowd or a small one. I can't really see the difference. Anyway, a friend of mine pointed out last month that it was going to be Friday the 13th. Well, last Friday the 13th, I walked under a ladder while a black cat crossed my path. And while I was having dinner, I spilled the salt. And you know what? I won the lottery. Just kidding, I only won a free ticket. With Encore. Now, let's see, where do I want to go from here? This is difficult. Okay. Now, another thing with being visually impaired, I'm not actually able to play a lot of sports. And, you know, the thing is, I can't play hockey or baseball, so what do my parents decide to do? They put me in mixed martial arts and wrestling. Let's see. He can't play baseball or hockey because it's too dangerous and he won't be able to see something coming at him. I know. Let's put him in a sport where he can get punched in the face on a regular basis. You know, there's some weird things about this city. One thing I don't understand is why a funeral chapel is on Gore Street. Does anybody else see a problem with that? I mean, I've heard of irony, but that's ridiculous. And I know I'm probably going to get very little if no cheer for this, but I am from PA, and I went to St. Ignatius High School. Now, here's how great our city was at planning. Let's put a high school next to a jail and a mental institution. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, so you walk up on the stage for your grade 12 graduation. All right, all of you who graduated with red or orange uniforms, stand on the right. All of you who've graduated to receive white straitjackets, you all stand on the left. All right. Well, because my name is so common, I decided to Google myself today. It turns out I'm a baseball relief pitcher, a professional football player, and a prominent judge from the 20th century. All that, and I was still able to come here and perform tonight. All right, I'd like to end by saying I read an article that said if a man stares at women's breasts for 15 minutes a day, it's equal to 30 minutes of exercise for your heart. So, ladies, I hope you don't mind if I ask to get a closer look. It is for my health after all.
Good job, Justin. Thank you.